And Republican candidates Ted Cruz and John Kasich have bowed out of the race to the White House, leaving their rival Donald Trump as the party's presumptive presidential nominee. Joining me now from Washington, D.C. is Jon-Christopher Bua. He's a columnist at the Huffington Post. Thank you very much for being with us. So, up until now, Trump has defied the political wisdom, if you like. And do you think that his path to the White House is going to be any different?
I think he has schooled the American people and the world on exactly how to run a campaign. And I've written, as I do often, my opinion pieces at Huffington Post UK, or I do provide blogs for them. I would say that he has taken Politics 101 and brought it into a new phase of brilliance, really. He's been able to define himself and define his opposition in a way that no other candidate has done. He's captured the imagination and the angst of the American voter. In fact, he's changed the dialogue and the dimension for the GOP, and now they are very, very doable and winnable against, perhaps it looks like, Hillary Clinton in states like California and New York and Florida and Iowa and Pennsylvania, which was unheard of before, because he has he's tapped in to the anger and the divisiveness amongst American voters, amongst themselves, and he's been able to ride on that and to say that, look, America's going to be great again. So and he's captured again something that we call the Reagan Democrat, which is the Democrat, the blue-collar worker, the hardworking Joe and Jill, and he's really been able to ignite them and their anger, Lauren.
Sorry, at the moment, the polls for a general election, if it were Clinton, as you suggest it probably will be, put her quite far ahead if it's against Trump. And there's quite a lot of negativity in terms of, what people think of Trump in a general election context. Do you think that he can overcome those kind of differences?
Well, I don't believe in the polls. The polls have shown us absolutely foolish in this entire election cycle and proven, and it proves that Trump doesn't even listen to the polls because he's defied them. Hillary's got some very high negatives as well. In fact, these two candidates, I'm no big fan of Mr. Trump, but I will say these two candidates have been able to defy polls, and they've also been able to, for example, bring this election to a whole new level. And it's going to be Trump versus Hillary, two New Yorkers, two tough candidates indeed, going at each other at 3 debates. And I think there will really be a lot of fur flying and sparks flying. And Donald Trump could very well be the next president of the United States, as frightening as it is to most people across the country. And I think this may, in fact, happen, Lauren.
It's interesting that you mentioned the fur that might fly in the race as it goes ahead. I mean, Hillary Clinton's tactic is already to be saying, and she's just been quoted today as saying that she thinks the country can't take a risk on a loose cannon like Donald Trump, playing up all the kind of some of the kind of negative stuff that came out in the early stages of the campaign. And presumably she's going to keep on playing that card of the sort of he's a loose cannon card.
Well, I think that's the way she has to go about it, because what is she going to really do? Is she going to go face-to-face with this guy? I mean, he's from Queens, New York. I'm from Queens, New York. There's a lot of tough characters from there. And he has no compunction about saying vicious things, naming the candidate. Look what he said about Senator Cruz and all the other candidates. He's knocked off 16 Republicans, one by one, as if it were a shooting gallery. And now he's going after Hillary. He's starting the rhetoric now. And Hillary is a class woman. She's an experienced woman. But she will have a tough candidate to go against with Trump, and she's never had anybody to fight like that. Let's look at Bernie Sanders was a sweetheart compared to what Trump is going to present her with.
OK, Jon-Christopher Bua, thank you very much indeed for your analysis. Thank you.
Pleasure, Lauren. Thank you.